What the Regilo, the son of Drubwang, Yane, Yondo Soratos.
So in this way, without any doubt, then carry through the practice of supplicating to the Guru.
Yane, Yondo, Tonderdon, Shepherd, Manam Tayari, Kitchimur.
So again and again, just doing the supplication and doing the aspiration prayers are very important.
Manam Moa said, Tidon, Ducasrema, Tati, Churchin, Drundo, Deba, Moa Shemiloaj, Manam Shemiloaj, Marit.
So all these aspiration prayers and dedications that which is very important, that until one get completely accomplished, till to that one should do it.
Rangi Givita Jachijun Kum Sutuna, Yendaji Gita, Kanduki Yena, Dena Tantili, Malam Moaji.
So whatever accumulation of merit or roots of virtue that done by oneself or accumulated by others, one need to do that dedication and then the prayers. And we all are in the samsara, all the sentient beings that have so much afflicted minds. And because of all this afflicted mind, and then with so much conceptual thoughts, that may just destroy all the accumulation of merits. So that is why it is important, if we do the dedication, then whatever the accumulations of merit and roots of virtue cannot be destroyed. However, we try to do virtues and then the accumulation merit, but still it is not so great. And even we could just accumulate a little bit of merit or virtues, that is also just very easily can be destroyed by an afflicted mind. So that is why, in case if we do the dedication and the prayer of all those accumulations, so that it will not destroy it, and beside that it can be increased. So in general, relating with all these prayers and practices that as we do, of course, at the end, there is always, the dedication prayers and aspiration prayers. But not just only that, at any time, anywhere, whatever kind of accumulation of merit or virtues that one could do, instantly one have to dedicate and do all those prayers. It is important. So it is because that we never know when we could give rise to any kind of affliction, and that way, just we never know when these, virtues and accumulations of merit can be, destroyed. So instantly when we do the dedication, so then they cannot be just destroyed. So all these afflicted minds in our just mind stream, it is like just a balloon inflated with the air that at any time it can burst out. So even there is a tiny bit of condition of making a hole on the ball, it will just burst out. Same like that, the afflicted mind can be just arise at any time. So, for example, like attachment or desire, that so any sorts of just form, beautiful form we see, then we have that kind of desire or attachment, or any kind of just wealth, materials. Just when one like it, then instantly have all this kind of desire and attachment. Even for like a food, how much desire we have, and similar like that, relating with the six senses, and then to the six objects, how we give rise to this desire and then attachment. And similar like that, anger. For just small things, we can be easily become very angry. For example, that even just somebody says, "Oh, on your face you have a nose," then even then instantly you just get angry, just saying like that. And usually one thing, my nose is so beautiful, and when somebody say like that, feel like insulted. So similar like that, for small reasons, for small things, we can be easily get angry. And even just somebody pour you some tea, just one drop maybe is spilled, then you may get angry. In this way, all these 5 afflictions or the 5 poisons are just there, just at any time it can give rise to it. And also same like that, pride, that when just somebody is just a little bit inferior than you have so much proud. You think you are just much better, and in that way there are sense of competition and sense of jealousy and hatred and so forth. All these kind of afflicted minds are in our just mind stream that can give rise to it. So all these afflicted minds or the passions are always there, mixed with our mind stream. So we have been just wandering in this cyclic existence, like a countless lives before or beginningless time, that how we got habituated with all this kind of the negative emotions. So it is so just afflicted in that way. So as a child, as you are just born, instantly you are just ready, or you are accomplished with all those afflicted minds. So these 5 afflictions or the 5 poisons, no any father or mother has to teach, or no any teacher has to train them, that they have their own spontaneous quality. So because of that, then we are wandering in the samsara, just from life to life, without any break. So that is why the Dharma practice, the Dharma teachings, that which we try to apply into practice, is just to get rid of all these afflicted minds. But still, that because of the power of afflicted mind, and then the strong attachment relating with this present life and the world, so to really do a proper and correct practice of Dharma, it is just very, very few and less in number. So in this way, we must have to know that how important the Dharma practice is, and how beneficial it is, and how useful it is. And in that way, just if we know, understand properly, then it is more easier to get it through the Dharma practice. So in this way, when we get trained and contemplating on the Dharma and meaning of life, then just we can have some diligence or effort to put into that, how we can just avoid all these negative actions, and how we can just accumulate more about the virtuous actions. Although the enlightened mind, the Buddha nature, in an accomplished way, it is within our mind stream, but still we could not just recognize it because of that obscuration. So to give rise to that, both the Buddha nature, that omniscient mind, the only method is how we could do the Dharma practice in a proper way, and how we could just conscious all the negativities, and then try to do more purification and follow the right path. And other than that, there is no any other way. In case the Buddha nature or the enlightened mind, it is not within ourselves as our true nature, then however we may just do all this Dhamma practice, or however we try to work on it, it is not possible we can give rise to it. So, for example, like in the earth, or that these mountains, if there is gold, then if we just try to work on a gold mine, then there is the possibility we can get the gold. If there is no gold in the soil, then however we may work hard, there is no way we can get any gold.
Also, July year, we now see here the TV kid, the drill and young lady, thousand share the kitten.
So similar like that the enlightened mind, the Buddha nature, which is within ourselves, and so there is the just actual potential that we could be enlightened. So that is why just we carry through this Dharma practice to purify that obscuration.
Chinam dimbi tela dance, so you're day in the Kadijon, Manam the Stepa Titi, Manam Taj the kitchen mores. So they didn't do it, Manam Mato and Royal Canary.
So as it is said in the text that all the dharmas based on your intention or the motivation. So that is why having a pure intention or motivation, and then as one carry through the dharma practice, beside that having that proper prayers, and if we don't do the prayers, also it may not just really accomplish in that way.
No, Nyingma, oh, Sako Drubwang, that's it, say now. Malam the only on the dog, more the only on the margin, and Nibar Chungus.
So the meditational deity practices and accumulation of mantras, and then in doing prostrations and certain kind of purification practices. However, we do at the end, of course, we need to do that kind of dedication and also the prayer, and that which could become more effective. So the dedication and prayers, of course, you might know that one have to dedicate and do that prayer for the benefit of all sentient beings. Not just thinking of one's own self-benefit.
Then this is just Timothy again, more Manosena, Manodin Dugre, more Pentugre. They might but around about the wrong Vineyard on the end of Chuchu, again, son of Tona, and Zutu Yakareko.
So, in a more broad way, with a just more greater view, as you do the dedication and the prayers, then according to that, it also become more effective. And other than that, if you just only concentrate for your own benefit and only for your just family, like where you are just kind of having a very narrow mind, then that also does not become that much beneficial.
Toba huge chamber Yavala Danny, Penangona, Nango, the Minawati.
Since we are somehow have so much self-attachment, and because of that we really concentrate for one's own benefit, and that way we just do suffer more. For example, like when you have headache, then instantly you think, oh, how I can get rid of my headache, or even you have stomach ache, and then you only think, oh, how I can get rid of my stomach ache, and then just wondering how I can just make more wealth or money, and in a way just that concentrating for one's own benefit.
The wrong
so how that oneself, that which we don't like, all these kind of things, similar like that, all other sentient beings also have same kind of thoughts. So oneself as a condition, whatever pain or suffering one have, and based on that, if one think, even including all sentient beings, they may also not have this kind of suffering, then that way it is just more beneficial.
Samba Chimbuji generation to carry drum now, Drubwang Jikora, Remdo Jikora, carry Sheno, Samba Jachimbo, the rich in Pazona, Panto Jachimbo, 2 young years.
So whatever that purification or just pujas and practices whatever we do, if we have a much more broader mind or just greater mind, then according to that, we can also just receive the fruition in a greater state. So if we only just think for oneself, then the benefit is also just tiny, not big. So now that today have teachings on the Ngondo and Thalung, so the Dzogchen first year and second years, you guys can live for your practice.